Tall Tale TV.
The Baboons of Mars by Esther Davis. No one ever wanted to play catch on Mars. 9-year-old Jasper trudged across the red sandscape, grumbling under his breath about boring adults and stupid baby sisters. Dad promised a game of catch. Why'd the colony's generators have to break down today? Katie couldn't play, because she wasn't even a year old. Nibbles the hamster couldn't play, because he got loose and chewed through the generator's main electrical wire. Dad said they would cremate the hamster tomorrow, after he fixed the colony's power supply. Red dust pattered against the dumb fishbowl helmet Jasper had to wear whenever he went outside. Jasper wished he had a cool helmet, like the ones Matt's family used. Their face masks made them look like the space invaders from the movies. Matt! Maybe Matt could play! But then Jasper remembered. Matt's colony lived 3 hours away by dune buggy. Jasper couldn't walk that far. Jasper kicked a rock and kept trudging. He hoped Matt's hamster died too. After a full 15 minutes of moping, a strange outline appeared in the distance. Jasper squinted. A pyramid. He'd never explored something outside the colony's airlocked city. This would be fun. Thick red blocks stacked on top of one another like giant Legos, minus the bumpy Lego part. Grabbing the edge and jumping, Jasper pulled himself up one level, and then another. He held his arms out to the sides and ran along the pyramid's edge, buzzing his lips like a spaceship. Then he found the doorway. Jasper slid down to the sand and stepped inside. A soft, sourceless glow filled the hallway where shadows should have been.
"Welcome, child."
An earthly rumble spoke from the chamber beyond, echoing through Jasper's plexiglass fishbowl, the same way Dad's voice did whenever they re-entered the colony's airlocked atmosphere.
"You may remove your helmet. It's safe. Pinky promise. Except I don't have pinkies."
The voice laughed. Jasper didn't see any thick doors or hear the familiar rush of returning oxygen, but the voice seemed trustworthy enough. Twisting the fishbowl from his head, Jasper continued down the hallway into the chamber. Something shrieked. Jasper nearly jumped out of his spacesuit. A baboon, much taller and heftier than Jasper, raced across the room. It leapt and clambered up a slender wall that stood in the center of the chamber. It glared at Jasper, fangs bared.
"Not now, Baba. We like children. They're easy to mold."
Cocking his head to one side, Jasper entered the chamber. He could see no adults or furniture or even light fixtures, only the wall that the baboon now perched on, which had a funny-looking face painted into it.
"Don't mind Baba. He only eats people's entrails when I tell him to,"
the wall said. Jasper gaped. "You're a talking wall," the face scoffed.
"I am the great deity Kaf of ancient Egypt."
Egypt? That's why Wallman's face looked funny. It was painted with hieroglyphs. Jasper giggled. He couldn't help it. Wallman's eyes narrowed. Jasper knew that look. He squinted his own eyes like that when deciding if he should tell Dad that his newest dinner tasted like pickled feet, or just complain about it to Mom later.
"I, the great Kaf, have traveled long and far to reach this desolate land of Mars, just as your ancestors, little child. And now you have the honor of becoming my first disciple."
What's disciple mean? Wallman's mouth pulled into a frown.
"Worshipper."
Is that like friend? 'Cause I need more friends to play with. Wallman's mouth sank below the sandy floor. His hieroglyphic eyes became thin slits.
"Sure."
The baboon squawked indignantly from atop the wall.
"No, Baba, you're still just a servant. Now, young friend, listen."
Jasper stopped fishing in his pocket a moment to look back to the wallman. "Yeah?"
"Long ago, I dwelt on Earth, just as your ancestors."
Like my dad?
"Don't interrupt. Like your ancestors, I dreamt of something more, somewhere new, somewhere fresh, somewhere where important immortals such as myself weren't overlooked.
Uh-huh. Jasper's gloves dug deeper into his pocket.
I enacted ancient rituals, tearing my soul from the confines of Earth. I sacrificed all, including my human-like form, humbling myself to but an urn filled with ashes. Yet even now, my plan comes to fruition. My ashes combined with mortar, and that mortar built this wall. Every day, my powers increase. One day, I'll conquer Mars and be called the demiurge of this world.
What's a demiurge? Jasper asked. Wallman's eyes sagged.
Baba, supply me with some applause, please,
He muttered from under the sand. The baboons screeched and clapped violently.
That's better.
Wallman's hieroglyph shuffled. He pulled his face upwards, as if squaring his shoulders.
You, young friend, play a vital role. I lack yet one thing, a body of flesh and blood. If you can provide it for me, I will grant you the deepest desires of your heart.
Jasper perked up as his glove clasped around his baseball. You mean you'll play catch with me? Wallman lifted an eyebrow.
I suppose.
Right now? Jasper took Wallman's wide eyes as a yes. Squaring his stance, just as Dad had taught him, Jasper flung the ball at Wallman. The ball bounced back. Jasper crouched low and cupped his spacesuit gloves to catch the ball before throwing again. Wallman must have really liked catch. He shouted every time he tossed the ball back, and his eyes made funny twitching motions whenever Jasper wound up to launch another pitch. Jasper especially liked how Wallman's eyes nearly rolled upside down when the ball caught his hieroglyphic nose. Baba gave another shrieking, clapping cheer.
That's enough. Enough ball games for now.
Wallman clenched his eyes and wiggled his nose. Can we play again tomorrow? I'll bring that thing you asked for. Wallman brightened up.
Yes, a crocodile would do. Or maybe a firstborn child.
Jasper dropped the baseball back into his pocket. My hamster died this morning. Would that work? The baboon threw back his head in a scream-like laugh and tumbled off the wall. Wallman glared.
That's the best you've got.
Jasper shrugged. We recycle everything in the colony. Can't afford to waste, Dad says. But I don't think they'll mind a missing hamster.
Very well. Bring the creature, and I'll make do.
A friend! Finally! Jasper sprinted for the exit. He couldn't stop grinning. See you tomorrow!
Don't forget your helmet,
Wallman called.
My powers don't extend beyond the pyramid yet.
Jasper scooped up his fishbowl from the sand and screwed it on. He left the pyramid, the baboon's shrieking laughter echoing behind him.
Shut up, Baba. I'll make a fierce hamster.
Esther Davis writes family-friendly science fiction and fantasy that she regularly shares on her blog, estherdavisauthor.wordpress.com. You can also find her book of short stories, A Dog, 3 Cats, and a Dragon, on Amazon and other ebook formats. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And for those interested, don't bother looking up the Great Cough of ancient Egypt. The other Egyptian immortals deemed him too incompetent for his own Wikipedia page. Be sure to subscribe. I'm Chris Herron, and that's it for today's Tall Tale TV.